The antique clock on the wall chimed 3 times. Her heart thudded in her chest as blood raced throughout her body. Sweat glistened on her palms. A grin threatened to overtake her face. She ached to touch the object of her desire as her foot tapped against the concrete floor. Filled with impatience, she sighed.
It will just be another moment, Dr. G.
Kate wanted to roll her eyes at the young courier, but generations of Southern breeding prevented it. "I appreciate you coming out here so late, Eric," she said.
That's what you pay me the big bucks for.
The young man flashed a smile in her direction. She saw but paid no attention to it. She stared at the boxes stacked at his feet. 5 glorious boxes. He handed her the forms requiring her signature before he could release the packages. She signed them with a smile. Her fingers trembled as she picked up the first box. "Drive safely. It's a full moon. Lots of weirdos out tonight." She closed the door to the lab, but he hadn't yet moved away.
So what's in the boxes?
Though unprofessional of him to ask, Kate had worked with him for about 2 years and understood his curiosity knew no bounds. Werewolf bones. Kate chuckled as he rolled his eyes. He didn't believe her.
Dr. G, only you could say that with a straight face. Forget I asked. The last time I inquired what was in the box, you showed me a severed head.
His hands flew in front of his face as he backed up. "It was just a skull," she hollered after him. "And drive carefully." Not sure why, but she liked the kid. It would be a shame to see him wind up on one of her lighted examination tables. Kate locked the door behind her, knowing there would be no other visitors at 3 o'clock in the morning. Fate had smiled upon her when the carrier service called and said they received the shipment earlier than planned. It had been hard to resist the urge to crow in delight when they asked if she wanted them to deliver it right away. Who needs sleep? She opened the first box, ripping through the cardboard housing the antique casings she'd been told about. No sooner had she freed the wrapping from it when her cell phone rang. She didn't bother suppressing a triumphant grin. "Kevin, it's 3 o'clock in the morning," she answered in greeting.
What did you do? Bribe the courier?
She imagined him frothing at the mouth over her triumph. "I simply made myself available the moment the shipment arrived." She kept her voice casual.
You bitch! You knew they meant me!
He all but screamed into the phone. It said Dr. K. Grzegorski. Kate had to cover her mouth to keep from laughing.
There are laws against stealing. I'll sue you. Forget about your reputation.
He threatened. "I am assuming you mean my reputation with the people that don't already know you forged your transcripts, and every study in which you took part renounced your contributions?"
You can't do this to me!
He screamed. "I already have. I'm hanging up now, Kevin.
I can't believe you are such a vengeful bitch!
Even your insults are redundant and low class. Good luck with suing me and all that." Kate hit end on her cell phone. "Jerk," she muttered. "I guess it's a good thing we're divorced." She resumed unpacking the items. After she put on a pair of latex gloves, she discovered each package held a silver container. From what she could tell, they made the entire box from 91 Zlotnik Russian silver, which fit the time frame for authenticity. She estimated the box as being approximately 500 years old. It fit in well with the other artifacts discovered at the dig site. It delighted her that there was still residual dirt caked on the container. She wanted to be the first person who read the ending of the tale that captivated her from the moment she read the first page of her ancestor's diary. It was the very reason she became an archaeologist. She found her werewolf. It took every bit of restraint she possessed not to dance around the empty lab like a fool. She would finally have the answer, the end to her legend. Over the next hour, she cleaned each container, removing centuries of dust and debris. She took pictures of each one from all angles. The final one caught her attention the most, and she set the camera down. There were markings and engravings all over it that appeared to be in Latin. That surprised her, but it didn't stem her enthusiasm. Her Latin was passable. Be warned. United will end all. Beware of the beast." Such a trivial warning disappointed Kate. She expected better from the creators of such treasures. Her fingers roamed along the outer walls of the case. Sensations of cold attacked her fingertips when she touched the silver. Kate shrugged as she opened the first container. A hiss broke the silence when the vacuum unsealed. Her nose crinkled as a stale odor assaulted her senses. She peered into the container, holding it open with her latex-gloved hand. Its octagonal shape reminded her of a stack of stop signs. The hairs on the back of her neck rose. "It's not a sign," she muttered. "And stop talking to yourself." Kate brushed aside her overactive imagination and began removing the contents of the silver containers. Each individual box contained different skeletal remains. The first box contained a skull weighted down by silver. Apparently, that part of the legend was true. The townsmen murdered a man because they believed him to be a werewolf. It took Kate the better part of an hour to sort and assemble the bones. "By the goddess, he's tall," she said, glancing at the clock. With only a few hours until daylight, the remains had to be sorted and categorized before her staff showed up. Kate took one last look at the foreboding skeletal structure and smiled. She had faith in her ability to find the true source of the man's fate, something that didn't include changing forms once the moon turned full. It would be the end of her personal quest to find the answer to what happened to her ancestor believed to have cursed the family line. Through the lens, she took picture after picture, hoping to capture everything she'd need to piece the story together later. Thanks to her exceedingly messy but sympathy-gathering divorce, she had a great deal of spare time. With the camera in hand, she stared at the digital screen on the back and turned toward the table. Then she dropped the camera. "What the hell?" she exclaimed. On the table, where only a moment ago were skeletal remains, lay a large naked man. Her gaze rose from the tips of his tanned toes, up his muscular thighs to an impressive torso. She couldn't help but return to the apex of his long legs. Kate licked her lips despite her shock. "Whoa,"